hope you're having a great Sunday so far. Sunday evening here. Well, let's get started with some more Japanese N5 review, shall we? All right. Looking forward to it. Oh, my bitrate is so low right now. Hopefully it'll be okay. Don't want my stream to go all crazy if I lose the VOD. It's all gone. That's so scary. Don't want that to happen. All right, last time we finished off at lesson 4, so let's continue with lesson 5, shall we? All right, lesson 5. So we're gonna start with a place. So we have a noun, that's a place. L-A-C-E. And then we use the particle e. So the particle e will give direction. And then the nouns we're going to focus on for this grammar point. Actually, let me write lesson 5 at the top. I don't know why I didn't do that. All right, move this down. And lesson 5. All right. En, place, e. And then we have kind of 3 vocabulary. We have ikimasu. Ikimasu, which is to go. It can be noun place e kimasu, which is to come, like to come to a place. And then we have kaerimasu. Ka e ri masu. Kaerimasu. Which is to return, so like to return home or to return someplace at the end of the day, something like that. So let me take a look. What's a good example? I'll do an example for each of them. So say we have something like a department store. Departo, so that's a department store. And let me write the kanji. This is a good kanji to know. I believe this is N5. Mas. Departo e ikimasu. Go to the department store. And then we have to come. So this is like to arrive at a place. What would be a good place to say? How about gakko? So gakko is school. Ga. And then another couple good kanji to know. Gakko e imasu, to come to school. So you could say like, oh, well actually, let's do the negative version of this. How about konai? Gakko e konai, did not come to school. Did not come to school. Actually, I don't know if you can do that. I'll just keep it kimasu. Gakko e kimasu, to come to school. Gakko e kimasu. We probably use konai as well. And then maybe I should have made it red. I'll just underline it red. Uchi, which is home. This means home. School. This is department store. Uchi e kaerimasu, which is to return home. Zushiko, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well this fine Sunday evening. Let's see. First, lesson 5 grammar point. So that's place, ikimasu, kimasu, kaerimasu. The negative, we'll do the negative one next. It should be like, if we wanted to do negative, I was misleading you a little bit earlier. It would be like gakko mo, or you could put like e. So I'm gonna put this in quotation. So you could do emo or just mo. And then konai. So this is the negative version, to not come. Gakko mo konai or emo konai. I think you can get away with either. Okay. Next grammar point. Doko. So this is our interrogative where. Doko. And then we could see sometimes we can have e mo. So doko emo or doko mo. I ki ma sen. So this is the negative version of the to go. Doko e mo ikimasen. I didn't go anywhere. Or I'm not going anywhere. So this is the present one. Doko e mo ikimasen. I'm not going anywhere. There's also ikimasen deshita. Ikimasen deshita is didn't go anywhere. So this is the past form. We put present form. Present form and past form. So not going anywhere and didn't go anywhere. So it would be like kyo. So kyo is today. Kyo doko e mo ikimasen. I'm not going anywhere today. If you use kino, which is yesterday, kino doko mo ikimasen deshita. I didn't go anywhere yesterday. In case someone's asking you, where did you go yesterday? Kino doko e ikimashita ka? Where'd you go yesterday? All right. I should write the English. So this is go to, and which is a place. This one is not go anywhere. This is, or you didn't go anywhere. And this is, yeah, not go anywhere. That's what that means in English. Didn't go anywhere. Not going anywhere. All right, next we have a noun, but in this case it's a vehicle. De particle. And then the same ones we just learned. Ikimasu, to go. Kimasu, to come. And kaerimasu, to return. Kaerimasu. And this means to go slash travel by the noun, which is a vehicle of some sort. So it's used pretty much in the exact way as we used before, but with a vehicle. So say we have kuruma, which means car. Kuruma de ikimasu. I went by car. You could say de kimasu. I arrived by car. I came by car. Or let's use another one. How about hikoki? Hikoki. This is airplane. Hello, Hugo Brian. I hope you're doing well today. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us on this study stream. Hikoki de kaerimasu. So maybe you're returning home on an airplane. Ikoki de kaerimasu. Returning by airplane. I'm lucky I don't have to return by airplane to get home. I mean, I can. It's far enough away. But usually I can drive it in a couple days and I'm able to get home. Let's see. We should create another page. Let's create the next page. Next page. Save. All right, you're good. Excited about the Soccer World Cup that started today. That sounds like fun. Oh, how long is that? How long is the World Cup? That should be a fun time for a while, shouldn't it? Yes, indeed. Right, let's see what our next grammar point is. We have N, our noun. Oops. N, or noun, is a person or an animal, so a living creature. To, verb. We're gonna have a verb. So this means to go and do something with, this is the verb, with a person or an animal. Go with a noun. It lasts 29 days. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. This should be a lot of fun. Let's see, what's a good example of this? What's a good one? Maybe we'll do an animal. Let's do cat. Neko to demasu. Demasu is like go out. So to go out of your house or something, and then neko means cat. Neko to demasu. Went out with the cat. Or you can say imoto, which is younger sister. Younger sister. To ikimasu. Maybe you went with your younger sister to do something fun. Cafe to cafe. Cafe wa imoto to imoto to cafe e ikimasu. With my sister, I went to a cafe. Cafe ikimasu. Ikimasu. Okay. Don't don't miss say ki and k. I have a bad habit of doing that. Don't let yourself slip. I'll try to catch myself if I ever say k instead of ki. It's part of learning the accent. All right. Then we have a new interrogative word. Itsu, which means when. So this is like, when do you want to do something? Or when are you free? Let's see. Oh. Itsu. Nihon e ikimasu. Alright, let's do kimasu. I've been exploiting ikimasu enough. I can use kimasu. There's no reason to be afraid. Itsu, when. Nihon, which is Japan. Ekimasu. When did you come to Japan? Nihon ekimasu, which is come to Japan. Itsu. Itsu nihon ekimasu. When did you come to Japan? then we can do the other one I said earlier. Itsu hima desu ka? Hima means free, so like when you have free time. Itsu hima desu ka? When are you free? When do you have time? And then you can respond something like, oh, nichiyobi on Sunday, or mokuyobi to kayobi. Just whatever days. I don't know why you'd say them out of order, but kayobi to mokuyobi wa hima desu. I'm free Tuesday and Thursdays. I don't know what your work schedule is. You could be free any kinds of days. I have a friend who's free only on Sundays and Tuesdays. Nichiyobi to kayobi. Sunday and Tuesdays. And last one of lesson 5. So we'll have any given sentence. And at the end, we add in, I don't know, does this count as a particle? It's kind of, it's not really a particle, it's like a sentence ender, like ka. Oh, yes, you're correct. I am so sorry. This one up here, when you're using interrogative, you always want to end with ka. Itsu nihon e ikimasu ka? Yes, you're correct. That is polite speech. Thank you, Zushiko. You saved me. Thank you. Itsu nihon e ikimasu ka? Nya! Nova, hello! I'm sad I missed your stream today. Oh, I had to go grocery shopping. You know how it is. Gotta eat some food. I hope it went well regardless. Let's see, sentence yo. So when you have a sentence, any given sentence, and then you add yo, the yo here provides emphasis. Provides emphasis. You got your chibi model? Oh, congratulations! I did see that YouTube video. It is so cute. It is so very cute. And Ganon, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're right at the end of lesson 5 right now. Using yo. What's a good example sentence for this? How about we just use a phrase? Dame desu yo. Dame desu yo. So yo is kind of like an exclamation point. You can, it's not exactly that, but you can almost think of it. Dame is like, dame desu yo is like don't do something. You're late to class. That's okay. Luckily, this is an online course, fully recorded, and also not really a class. It's me musing to myself and you lovely, lovely people who join me while I do so and talk to me. I'm very happy. So there's dame desu yo, don't do that. That's probably the most popular phrase. Let me see if the book has another example real quick. Something good. You have something good for me, book? It doesn't look like it does. You can use it kind of. So you must be out of. No tweet for starting stream. I was thinking if people want to join the stream, then they might not view the tweets, but I mean, if people are using it, it was just kind of a test I wanted to try to like not tweet out and see what happens. Because I feel really weird that my Twitter, since I don't have time to like post a lot of art and stuff, it feels weird that my Twitter's only like going live. I feel like it would be off-putting. But if it's not, if it's useful, I'll start doing it again. I'll start doing it again. Okay, not a lot of good examples to heal, but if you're for yo or desio, but if someone's like accusing you of something, like, hey, why didn't you come to my party? You could say like, ikimasu yo, like I went, iku yo, I went, I was there. Or like, I'm going. You could say like, itekima, what would you say? Just ikimasu yo. Like I went, I'm going, or ikimashita yo, I went, ikimashita yo, or kimashita yo, kimashita yo, I came. You could use it as like if you're being accused of something. I'm not gonna write down these examples, but so it might come up later. But something like dame desu yo, it's like a spoken exclamation point. You can think of it as that. Yo da yo, like I am a yes, yo da yo. Yo is also used to sometimes soften questions for women, so it can be like it could be like if you're saying like maybe not dare, or it's hard to think of an example. If it's like I don't know, I feel like dame desu yo is just like such a good example. Date bayo. Date bayo. That's a pretty casual speech there. Date bayo. That's a good example too. For now, you can just think of yo as an exclamation point. Anytime you'd say something in an exclamation point, or kind of accusatory, or you want to emphasize something like, when are we meeting? Ashita yo, ashita desu yo, tomorrow. We're meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow! Kizi, you're late for class. Oh no. We have a couple late joiners. We got a bonk. That may be Sensei's fault for not sending out a tweet. I'll send out a tweet again next time. My apologies for that. We just finished the end of lesson 5, so that's some of the cases you can use. You can use yo. We might as well create a new page for lesson 6. Why not? Why not? What I like about doing these notes online is that you can just have infinite pages. Like I used to buy so much printer paper, but now that I can write with a tablet, it's like, oh, this is bliss. This is awesome. I can get infinite pages. All right. Ooh, a new particle. Here we go. So we'll start with a noun, where the noun where the noun is an object. We're gonna learn the particle o. So sometimes when you're typing or writing this, you'll write it like whoa, and sometimes people will even say it or sing it as whoa. But usually you kind of ignore the W and just say O. That's what, if you listen to, say, like, native Japanese speakers speaking, you'll usually just hear the O sound. Or at least I think it's easier for, like, American learners to just use the O. Oh, whoa? Oh, whoa? Oh, whoa? Exactly. Oh, whoa. So this is particle O, and then so when you use the O, you pair that with a verb, and in this case, the verb is the, what is it? It's like verb N. It's so hard to describe without an example. Oh my god, this is what I wrote in my notes. Receiver of an action. So the noun here is a receiver of the action of the verb. So for example, you could say, we've used it a couple times already. We've used O a few times already. Let me take a look at what a good lesson 6 vocabulary word might be. Let's do ocha. Ocha means tea. O. Nomimasu, which is to drink. Ocha o nomimasu. Ocha o nomimasu. So you can see that the noun tea is the receiver of the action to drink. It's very awkward to explain in English, but just know that when you're using the O particle, kusa, ocha o nomimasu. So the tea is being drunk. You are drinking the tea. Ocha o nomimasu. So the ocha is the receiver of the verb drink. And then the same can be said for like tabemasu, like ramen o tabemasu, eating the ramen. And I don't want to go too deep into like the vocabulary I have. Maybe we can do one more, like kudamono. Kudamono means fruit. Kudamono o tabemasu. Tabemasu. This is ta. This is to eat. Kudamono o tabemasu. So I eat a fruit. I eat the fruit. I love eating fruit. Let's do one that's not with eating or drinking. How about eiga? Eiga, which means movie. Eiga o. Oh, I'm doing the verb in the wrong color. That's okay, I'll just underline it. Eiga o mi mas. Eiga o mimasu. And this is to watch. Eiga o mimasu, which is watching a movie. So the action of watching is done on the movie. Hopefully that's pretty simple. Me gusta. Me gusta. Alright, let's see. What do we have next? Using more of the O particle. I don't know why I said article. My brain is like breaking today. N, a noun. O shimasu. This is... So shimasu is suru in dictionary form. Suru, and this means to do. So this means to do, or it can also mean to like play something. Breaking a new article and particle. New article and particle sound similar. It does. Article and particle, they rhyme. It's just a slip of the tongue. So an example of this is arubaito, which means part-time job. Arubaito o shimasu, which is I work my part-time job. What's another good example? We could say, what's something to play? Something to play. Oh, well, since you mentioned earlier the World Series is happening, right? We can say Saka, which is soccer. Soccer. Or football if you're not from America and apparently Japan. Saka o shimasu. This is to play soccer, and you can add in any sport like yakyu. Yakyu is baseball. Yakyu o shimasu. that's playing baseball. And so this is to do, so maybe like to do work or to play something. It's another use for the particle o. Or at least oshimasu. That's a free goal from me. I don't pay you for that content. I don't think many. The subs pay me for this content. Thank you for all this. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you for everyone who subbed. I feel like I could go longer, but I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to push it. Because it's pretty disturbing to just have a goal in the middle of a study stream. Let's see, what else? Alright, more questions. Let's go away from the kanji for right now, so it can be easier to understand. I trust y'all will learn. Some poor child came into the stream and clicked out immediately. Oh no, that's my fear. It's the World Cup. We were talking about soccer. It's fine. Nani o... I guess this is all kind of one phrase. Nani o shimasu ka? Nani o shimasu ka? Which means... what will you do? An example of this could be kyo, which is today. Kyo nani o shimasu ka? Kyo nani o shimasu ka? What are you gonna do today? What are you planning? What are you gonna do today? Probably like the simplest way. There's a more exact way to say like, oh, what are your plans for today? But for now, we can just kind of say this is like, oh, what are you gonna do today? Kyo nani o shimashita? What are we going to do? We're going to... Nihongo, which is the Japanese language. Nihongo o ben kyou shimasu. We haven't really seen much, so this is it's like benkyou suru is the dictionary form of the verb. Nihongo o benkyou shimasu, study Japanese. So kyo nani o shimasu ka? Nihongo o benkyou shimasu. I'm gonna study Japanese. Arisu no haishin o mimasu. I'm gonna watch Alice's streams. I hope you do. Haishin is streams. And so when you get the question nani o shimasu ka, you can, it doesn't have to end with like an oshimasu. You don't have to be like, oh, saka oshimasu. You can use any verb at the end. For example, I use benkyou shimasu instead of, you wouldn't use benkyou oshimasu. That would just be awkward. It's benkyou shimasu. All right. Let's see. What the heck is this next one? All right, so we have nan o bento. Yes, o bento o tabemasu. Kyou nani o shimasu ka? O bento o tabemasu. I'm going to eat a bento. Nan versus nan. Oh, what the heck is this? Let me see. Let me take a quick peek. I wrote nan versus nan. Oh, nani. That looks... My handwriting is horrible. Oh my goodness. I wrote this like maybe like half a year ago. It's not 100. I'm trying to refresh myself on it. Nan versus nani. So these mean the same thing. They both mean what? Oh, Squector, hello. Welcome. Nan versus nani. So these both mean what, but they are used in slightly different ways. So the phrase / word or form for nan, this is used before certain groups. It's hard to explain because we haven't done super in depth with like groups and stuff, but I'll try to explain. So you can do like nan-ko. So nan-ko, ko is a counter. Let me not make it red. Ko is what's known as a counter. This counter in specifics is for small objects. So if you're like, oh, how many apples do you have? I have goko, 5 apples. Goko. So if you're asking how many, there are other counters too. There's counters for like long objects like pencils or rulers. And once you learn more and more counters, you'll be able to understand it a bit better. But as a rule of thumb, you should know nan is used for counters. Nan is also used for just asking what. So like nan desu ka? Nan desu ka? Like what's that? Nan desu ka? What is that? What else? Those are probably like the simplest examples for right now. Don't worry. Please do not worry. It will get more complicated later. As you learn more, but I think for N5, this is probably good enough to know about nan. For nani, that is used with the particles. So nani is used with the particles. Let me do some arrows to point. Is used with o, mo. What else? It's used with iro. So iro is color. Nani iro? What color is it? Nani iro desu ka? And we've been seeing it earlier as well. Nani o shimasu ka? Nani o shimasu ka? I don't think we need to go too in depth. As you learn more and more grammar, you'll see where like nan versus nani is used. For N5, I think all you really need to know is that nani is used with particles more often than not. Nan is used with counters and like des and da. And da is in casual form. So we'll see that later. We'll see it later. We'll revisit the nan versus nani in later ones, but for now, for N5, this should be enough. All right, new page. Next page. I feel like I dwelled on that one a little too long, but since there's no questions about it, that means I did it perfectly, right? No. It's definitely something that's better paired with some vocabulary, I think. But it's understandable. All right. En, place, a noun that is a place. Particle de, and then verb. So this is like you're in a place. It's hard to explain. You're like verbing, like you verb at a location. And this isn't the right shade of blue. This is a different shade of blue I was using. Oops. Verb. So this would be like, you learned Nani Iro from watching Hololive clips? Oh, really? No, that's great. It's great that you can remember it from that. Nani Iro. Nani Iro. Hey, I think Hololive is a great resource to hear just at least semi-natural speech with some of them. I know some of them play like a character more, but not all of them do. Restaurant. So this is restaurant. I'm trying to keep a good mix of hiragana and katakana in these examples, so hopefully that'll help you remember. Restaurant de tabemasu. Eating at a restaurant. I eat at a restaurant, or just eating at a restaurant. Yeah, that's what this means. Even if the Nani Iro is accompanied by a certain piece of clothing. Nani Iro. I know which one you mean. Pantsu. Nani Iro. Pantsu. That's a good example. That's a good way to remember what nani is used for, other than with the particles. Nani Iro. You hear it a lot. Another example, we could do Toshokan. Wait, let's do it in red. Let's do it in red. Come on, sensei. Toshokan de Hon, let's add it. It's a little more complicated, but I'm sure you guys can follow. Hon o. This is hon, and it means book. Hon o yomimasu. And this is library. So at the library, I read a book. Toshokan de hon o yomimasu. Yomimasu means to read. Hon o yomimasu. All right. What do we have next? Ah, this is fun. Verb. Masenka. So this is a way to invite someone. Why is the ruler up? Hold on. There we go. Invite someone to do something. Invite someone to do something. For example, you could be like, oh, eiga, we saw this earlier, movie, oh, is it go or is it watch? Let's do watch. Me masenka. And this goes back, so this is just the negative form. We add a ka at the end. You could say, oh, udon o tabemasen ka? Would you like to go eat udon? Pizza o tabemasen ka? Would you like to go eat some pizza? So this is a polite way to invite someone to do just about anything. Gemu o shimasen ka? Do you want to play some games? In similar fashion, but slightly different, is verb masho. Verb masho essentially means like let's do verb. It's not an invitation, so for an invitation it would be masenka. It is saying just like we should do something, let's do something. Tabemasho, let's eat. That can be when you're maybe placing food down or you're traveling for lunch. Like you already know you're both going to lunch, and maybe it's the end of class and you're like, tabemasho, let's go eat. Let me write that down. Tabemasho. And in the same fashion of masenka, you make it almost the mas form, but instead of mas, it's ma plus sho. Masho. Tabemasho. Ikimasho. Let's go. What is this one? We have the O again, but I thought we already went over this in an earlier lesson. I wonder if I wrote it twice or if there's something to add on to the O that I missed. Let me see what it says in the grammar. No, I don't believe I missed anything, but we can go over it again real quick. You can add O at the beginning to show politeness. Or to show respect. So like obento, which was mentioned earlier. Obento. Sensei no obento. Or obento o sukurimashita. Maybe you're talking about making a bento for someone you have respect for. Let's see, let me write down what it means. So this is the O prefix to show respect. So this is a good grammar point to know, but it's going to rely on vocabulary, I think, a bit. I think it's going to rely on some vocabulary. So when you're looking at whatever vocabulary list, it should mention, you should also sometimes search up the polite forms of the verbs just to see, whether it's can begin with an O or a go to show respect. Sometimes lessons will just show it automatically, but just be careful about when you're in the N5 exam, know that O means that they show respect for a person by using that. That's the most important thing to know. It's more important to know what it means. All right. That's the end of lesson 6. On to lesson 7. New page, new me. Am I right? Time to debut another model. No. Oh man. Let me drink some water real quick. Lesson 7 looks kind of short. It only has 4 grammar points. All right. So if we have a noun, which is a tool or a means of like accomplishing something, add in de and verb. This means using the noun do the verb. Using noun do verb. So an example of this would be hasami, which is scissors. De kirimasu, which is to cut. Hasami de kirimasu. Using scissors, I cut, like maybe cut some paper or something. You could do hasami de kami o kirimasu. Kami is paper. Kami o kirimasu. Cut paper. Yeah. You could say hashi, which is chopsticks. Hashi de, using chopsticks. Tabemasu. I use chopsticks to eat. I know someone who used chopsticks to eat chips. I don't know what is chips? Is it just chipsu? What is chips in Japanese? I'm not sure. It's really, I don't think that's gonna come up on your N5, so I wouldn't worry too much. You do that too? They say they do it because then their hands don't get dirty, which I think makes perfect sense. Do you do it for the same reason, or do you have a different reason? Yeah, okay, that's awesome. That's so smart. That's actually next level. So you can use your devices without worry. Yes, they won't get all greasy and gross. That's awesome. So for this next grammar point, we have word sentence. So given a word or a sentence, wa, particle wa, nani nani go. So go, in this case, go is language. Go is like the ending for languages, and I'll you'll be able to see more. I'll add in some examples, of course. Go de, so like Nihongo de, Eigo de. Going back to the nan desu ka? Nan desu ka? Some examples of this would be let's do a simple one. Inu, which is, well, maybe I won't spoil it yet. I'm sure y'all have heard of it before. Inu wa ego in English. Ego de nan desu ka? Inu, so maybe you can have it in quotations. Inu wa ego de nan desu ka? Well, inu in English means dog. So you would just say like dog. Vice versa, you could say something like, what's another good one? Maybe I can, what's some lesson 7 vocabulary I can steal? Oh, how about flower? Flower's a good one. Flower. Let's see. Flower wa Nihongo So Nihon is Japan, go is the suffix for languages. So Nihongo de nan desu ka? Alsaya Hikula, oh, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. We are looking at some grammar right now. Flower wa Nihongo de nan desu ka? Well, flower in Japanese is hana. So you would just reply hana desu. Hana desu. I am doing IG, trying to figure out what I am. Oh, IG. I think you mean okay, right? Trying to figure out what I'm streaming for this week. That is so hard. That is so hard to figure out, isn't it? I am doing as in doing. You are doing. You're moving. All right. That's good. It's so hard to decide what to stream sometimes. So I wish you good luck. Sometimes I choose literally the night before. Good luck. So flower in Japanese is hana. Right. Okay. Let's do one more because ego is kind of like a special one. Let's do spring, or let's do it in Japanese. Haru, which is spring. Haru wa Furansu go. Furansu go. So this is France. This is literally just the country of France. Furansu. And then you add the go to make it the language. So Furansu go. There's no Igirisu go, or America go, which would be like the British language and the American language. It's eigo, it's English. Same, there's no like Mexico go, it's Spain go. Spain go is Spanish. Even if you're speaking Mexican Spanish, it's still Spain go. Let's see, but let's continue with this one. Haru wa Furansu go de nan desu ka? And I'm sure, as we all know, a little French. That is printemps. Wait, is it printemps? Printemps. Printemps. That's how it's spelled, right? Does it have the N or no? I shouldn't have been so confident in my French skills. Oh yes, it does. It does have the N in it. I was correct. Printemps. Printemps. That's French for. So haru wa spring. Haru wa Fransu go de nan desu ka? Printemps. All right, that should be good for. This one will definitely take a little work, but this is like a great one for learning. So you can ask your teacher in Japanese, oh, what is this in Japanese, or what is that word in English, or whatever language that you speak. All right, what do we have next? So, given a person, a noun that is a person, ni, particle ni, agemasu. Oops. Oh no, I made my pen white. Oh man, did the music just get louder all of a sudden? I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. It was like in the background, but then suddenly it was like in the front to my ears. I was like, what the heck? Agemasu. So this one can be like a bit of a hard concept, so I might end up going a little slower. Agemasu or moraimasu. So agemasu means to give. Moraimasu means to receive. There is kind of a third verb. I don't know why they do them farther apart in Mina no Nihongo. They do them all together in Genki. I don't know why they do them apart. But there's kind of a third one that I'm gonna add in. Just a sneaky ad. We'll go over it again later. But there's also kuremasu, which is also to receive. The only difference is how you use the particles. For right now, we'll look at agemasu and moraemasu. We'll just leave this off to the side. Okay. So, say you want to give your mom flowers for Mother's Day. You could say haha, which is your mom. Haha ni hana. I'll add in the more. Hana o agemasu. So if someone asks like, oh, what did you give your mom? You could say haha ni hana o agemasu, or just hana o agemasu. So this means, so the ni is the important part when using the verb like agemasu, moraemasu, and kuremasu. It's the ni. So how you'd write, a clear way to maybe write this would be like watashi wa. You normally won't hear it. It would be watashi wa haha ni. I gave to my mom. The ni is the direction of who you're giving it to. This is less important in to give because agemasu, it's always going to be, you're always giving to someone else, right? It becomes more imperative when we go to moraemasu and kuremasu. So for moraemasu, we have watashi wa, and let's say from your dad. Watashi wa chichi ni moraimasu. Usually this will be kind of in past tense, so I'm gonna use moraimashita. Watashi wa chichi ni nani. Let me add in like a phrase. It always feels weird when I don't add in like an example. Okane is money. I'm getting money from my dad while I'm writing in Japanese. There we go. Moraemashita. Let's do it in past tense. I think it's a bit easier to understand in past tense. Watashi wa chichi ni okane o moraemashita. Now, in order to say the same thing using kuremashita, the ni and the wa gets flipped. So it would be what our chichi wa watashi ni okane o kuremashita. So you can see the difference is in the wa and the ni placement. When using moraemasu or kuremasu, it's in the ni and the wa. So usually you can kind of just leave this part out. So you could say, oh, chichi ni okane o moraimashita. I received money from my dad. Same with here. You can kind of leave this out. Chichi wa okane o kuremashita. I received money from my dad. If you were to say chichi ni okane o kuremashita, that is not exactly what you're intending to say. In that case, you're saying that it's wrong, first of all. You would normally say like, oh, haha wa chichi ni okane o kuremashita. Maybe your mom gave some money to your dad. You wouldn't say like, you wouldn't use watashi with kuremashita if you're using the wa particle. It would always be with the ni. And normally you could just use moraimashita anyway. So usually with kuremashita, usually two separate people. So two separate people, like mom and dad, or friend and teacher. While moraimasu and agemasu, that is with you. With agemasu, it can also be maybe like a friend gave something to someone else, or sensei wa watashi ni kon o agemasu, gave a book. So with agemasu, it's with you. Moraimasu is pretty much always with you. Kuraimasu, it's usually two separate people. Usually. You can still use it with watashi, but it's a little weird. I would just take that as a rule of thumb, to use kuraimasu with two separate people. And we'll go over kuraimasu more. But for now, agemasu is to give, moraimasu is to receive. The person who you're receiving from uses the ni. Okay. This is one that when I learned it in class, we spent quite a lot of time on it. And so it's very important to understand agemasu, moraimasu, kuraimasu. That's why I'm going over it like a little longer than I have been with the other ones. They're pretty confusing, but very important because they'll be used in other grammar later. All right, that's the end of that page. We have one more lesson 7. Add page. And zoom in one more. There we go. All right, last one of lesson 7. Mo, verb. Natsutori Hinata, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Oh, and I just gotta hydrate and a posture check. Hold on. Okay, I'm sitting up, I promise. And let me drink some water. Natsutori, how is your stream? I hope it went well. Hello. Welcome. I hope your stream went well. What were you playing? I wish it would tell me what you were playing before, or what you were doing. Mo verb shimashita. So this is, you did the verb. Oops, veb. Stardew Valley. I've been real interested in playing that game sometime in the near future. It looks like a lot of fun. Well, I hope you had a good stream and a lot of fun with Stardew Valley. Right now we're going over, oh my goodness, I can't get the right pen color. We're going over some Japanese grammar. Oh, did verb shimash? No. That is not correct. Did verb already. So the mo here is kind of the already. So you could say something like もう食べました。I already ate. So if someone asks you, 朝ごはんを食べましたか? Have you eaten breakfast? Then you could say, もう食べました. I already did it. I already ate breakfast. If someone asks you, are you done with your homework? Oh shoot, what's homework? I don't know why in my brain I'm like, it's shumatsu. Homework Japanese. That's a good one to know. Shukudai. I think that comes a little later into N4 actually. That might not be in N5. Shukudai o owarimashita ka? Are you finished with your homework? Then you could say, mo owarimashita. I'm already finished. So that's what the mo shimashita means. You've already done it. You've already done something. And that's the end of lesson 7. After that long one that we just did, this one seems nice and short. I wish we could have fit it all in one page. Let's add in a new page anyway. This file's gonna be ginormous by the time we're done with N5. I'll definitely create a new one for N4 once we get there. Wait, is there something you don't understand? I can go back. I can try to explain more. Let me know if you have a question. I don't mind slowing down and explaining. Mo just means like you add mo in front of a verb to say that you already did something. And the shimashita, that's just the past tense of the verb. So we went over past tense earlier. Oh, you were surprised by the length of lesson 7? Yeah, it's pretty short. It was pretty short. There's only 4 grammar points. Skipping forward, most of them seem to have 7 or so. Lesson 15 is going to be another short one though. That'll be in the future. Yeah, it was a short one. Let's go to lesson 8. Lesson 8 is going to be a little more vocabulary filled, I think, than the others. So lesson 8, the first thing you learn is N, so noun, wa, adjective, ADJ, adjective. I'll write the whole thing for the first time. Adjective, so adjective is a describing word. Des. N wa adjective des. So when you have an adjective, you have 2 kinds. There is E adjectives. So E adjectives are adjectives that end with an E sound. There are a few exceptions to it, and if I remember them, I'll point them out, but when you're learning, you're on your vocabulary sheet, you should always just try to double check which ones are E and not adjectives. So an E adjective would be kuroi. This is like black. This is like the color black. Takai. This means tall or expensive. It means both. So like tall building and like expensive shirt. It means the same thing. And then we can have chisai, which is small. And there are a lot more adjectives. As you learn more vocabulary, you'll see more. E adjectives. The other type of adjective is na adjective. So a na adjective will end with a na, and they have slightly different grammar rules than the E adjectives will. Of course, we'll go over the different grammar rules, but it's good to get some words in mind. So for a na adjective, we could do shizukana. So like when you're saying it, you only add the na sometimes. For now, I'll have the nas in kind of like quote. Now I'll leave the nas there for now, but as you'll see in the grammar points, we don't always put the na on it. So we have shizukana, which means quiet. That could be like quiet person, quiet neighborhood. It's just a describing word. What's another good word? I had one in mind, but I just forgot. Shizukana. Shinsetsu na. Shinsetsu na. That is a kind person. Yeah, like a kind person. And then what's another good na verb? I am secretly looking at the about Bentley. That Bentley na. That means convenient. Convenient? That doesn't look like how you're supposed to spell it. Is that how you spell convenient? Maybe we'll need to do... No, I have an extra I by accident. We'll need to do English streams after Japanese. Convenient. So like convenient store or convenient location. Benri na tokoro, convenient place. So those are some e-adjectives and not adjectives. So putting them in a sentence with the noun, which was kind of the entire point of this grammar point, you could say something like ano hito, that person. No, it's gonna be that might be a little too complicated of an example to use people because it's a little different. Ano kaban wa I'll just write it in black. Takai desu. Takai is our adjective. Ano kaban, that bag is expensive. That's an expensive bag. English is too hard. It is. English do be hard. I agree. English is difficult. I definitely agree. And then, so that's an example of using the e-verb. There's nothing added after it with the des. You just say like takai desu, chisai desu. Pretty easy. And then for an, let me write that this is a e-verb. Oops, not a re-adjective, an e-adjective. This is for e-adjective. Then we can do now I'll use person. Ano hito wa shinsetsu desu. So you see in the sentence we don't add in the na. We don't need the na in this case. The na will be used in a different grammar point. Shinsetsu desu. Ano hito wa shinsetsu desu. Oops, I have this extra line here we do not need. I fix the spacing a little bit. It's too far apart. Everything's supposed to be like basically together. I think when teaching it, I like spread it out. But when you're reading it, it's all gonna be like together. Ano hito wa shinsetsu desu. That person is kind. You're all very kind. Watashi no mina wa shinsetsu desu. Everyone is kind. Everyone here is kind. All right, what do we have next? All right, adjective. Grammar point, adjective, noun. This is... It's kind of, there's not that much to explain. It's an adjective and a noun. So say we're taking... You know how we said, ano hito wa shinsetsu desu? You could say it similarly, like... let's think of something specific. Are you a teacher? No, I am not. I am a learner and I am reviewing. So I started this reviewing for myself, essentially, because I want to keep my Japanese skills and also improve them and eventually take the exam. And I'm lucky that I have people join me. If you learn, I suppose I'm a teacher a little bit, but no, I mostly just play video games and say funny things. All right, adjective and noun. So, like I was saying, if you want to say this in a different way, you could point out someone in specific. Let's say, let's use Tanaka again. So say, Tanaka Tanaka-san wa shinsetsu na, so see, here's where we bring in the na. Shinsetsu na hito. Oh, let me write it in red. Shinsetsu na hito desu. You could also add in yo if you want. If you want to add more emphasis, you can be like, Shinsetsu na hito desu yo. He's a nice person. What are you saying? He's a nice person. He really is. Ah, gotcha. You're doing great. Oh, thank you. How kind. Oh, thank you. Natsutori wa shinsetsu na hito desu. You are a kind person. And then desu yo, if you really want to emphasize, like, they're a nice person. Shinsetsu na hito desu yo. And then we'll do the same with the let's use kuroi this time. Let's use an e adjective. Kuroi neko wa, oh, I keep writing in black. Kuroi neko wa nemasu. Nemasu is to sleep. Kuroi is black, neko is cat. Kuroi neko, the black cat speaks. The black cat, what did I say speaks? Sleeps. The black cat sleeps. Oh, a fellow Hololive fan. Yay! We were playing HoloCure yesterday and it was a lot of fun. We just gushed about Hololive for like at least an hour. It could have been more. It was a lot of fun. Let's see, what do we have next? Next page. We'll save and go to the next one. Little zoomed in, and there we go. Next, we have some new vocabulary. We have totemo. Totemo means very. And amari. Yes, really. I mean, The VOD is up if you want to watch it. I'll upload it to YouTube later, but the VOD is up. We talked about Hololive. In a couple weeks, we're actually planning on doing a or at least I and whoever would like to join me, we're planning on doing a Hololive trying to figure out the Hololive English / Japanese as well, I think, in Indonesia. Mostly focusing on English at the beginning. The family tree, try to map it out, because we have, you know, Callie as the dad, Vesper as Callie's son and also grandpa. And we're talking about it. It just seems so fun. So we will do that as well. Amari means not so. Like, not so. Like, not so much, not very. It's pretty much the opposite of very. So let's think of an example to use totemo. Wonder how Beerus is gonna look on the tree. Oh yes, they will be married and divorced for sure. I'm sure they will. You could say, if we're combining it with adjectives, we're learning adjectives, so why don't we? You could say something is totemo oishii. Oh my gosh, change to black please. Oishii, very tasty. Oishii means like tasty or delicious. I believe I'm using that right. That should be correct. I'll take a double check in the book. We are just reviewing here. There's no harm in looking in the book real quick. I love when the book has like no examples of these grammar points and still expects us to know them. In my brain, totemo oishii sounds right though. Totemo oishii. And then amari. I feel like amari I usually use with the verb. Amari o sake o nomimasu. I don't usually drink alcohol. That's what this means. Osake nomimasu is to drink alcohol. Amari is negative, so actually instead of nomimasu, it should be nomimasen. And then you can end this with desu. Totemo oishii desu. Very good. So totemo is always going to have like a positive ending like desu or mas ending or mashita. Amari is always going to have a negative ending like masen or masen deshita. That's the like kind of, I mean, this is kind of just vocabulary. Totemo is very, amari is not very. Just good ones to know. I'm sure you'll encounter them as you're reading. Definitely take a practice test. And if you encounter totemo and amari and you're like, what do these mean again? You can look back and be like, oh, okay. Totemo means very, amari means not so much. Next grammar point is en, so noun. Noun wa do desu ka? Noun wa do desu ka? And that means how is noun. So do is kind of like how is it? How is it? Oh no, wrong color. How is noun? So you can say something like, if you're talking with a friend and maybe their dad was sick or something, or their brother or something, you could say something like, Let's do dad. Otosan. In red. Otosan wa do. Do would be the casual version. Otosan wa do. But we want to keep it formal or polite. And we want to say do desu ka? Otosan wa do desu ka? How is your father? How is your dad? And then you can say something like, oh, genki desu, he's healthy. You could also say it for like when you want, basically anything you want to hear a description of. You could say like, keiki wa do desu ka? Do desu ka? Keiki wa do desu ka? How's the cake? Totemo oishii desu yo. Very delicious. I notice it's like kind of sideways. That should be okay, right? If I turn it, it should look a little... There we go. Cleaned up. I wish when writing in real life I could just turn my writing so it wasn't so confusing. Alright, next grammar point. In this case, we will have two nouns. Noun 1, wa. Oh my goodness, sorry. The pen palette is so little. I'm going to make it slightly bigger so it's easier to click. Oh, but then it covers more of the screen. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. N1 wa dona en desu ka? So this is what kind of noun is N1? What kind of noun is noun 1? An example of this would be like what's a good example? What would be... I don't want to give like a super inane example, but given our vocabulary... Oh, okay. How about... Kocha, which I think is a type of black tea. Kocha wa donna ocha desu ka? Kocha wa donna ocha desu ka? Kocha is what kind of tea? Then maybe they could say like, oh, it's a bitter tea. Oh, it's an English tea. You just end up describing it with whatever adjectives you know. I thought of another good one as we were going, so I'm going to write it. Sono maybe I'll write it in black instead. No, I think red's fine. Sono, that dog next to you. Sono, I didn't even write dog yet. Sono inu, that dog next to you. Wa donna inu desu ka? What kind of dog is that? What dog is that? Is it a Shiba Inu? Pomeranian? I don't know Japanese names for dog breeds. I highly doubt they'll be on the N5. If you're curious, definitely search up dog breeds in Japanese. I've never done that. It hasn't come up. If you're gonna ask this question, you better know though, or you better be ready to search it up. Let's see, next one. This is a bit longer one, so I'm gonna write it on a new page. Next page. And zoom back in. Alright, that size seems alright. There's so many things you don't think about when learning a language that you will say just random stuff in English, but then when you'll try to say the same things in Japanese, you'll be like, I've never thought to ever search this up as vocabulary. Like I've said Pomeranian like so many times in English, but I've never once thought about searching it up in Japanese. It's probably like Pamu or something. Pamu! I'm Pamu! Pamu! I love Pamu. She's so cute. And that Pamu Kiara collab was great too. Let's see, next grammar point. Sentence 1 ga. I'm Pamu! We're all Pamu here. Pamu! Sentence 1 ga. Sentence 2. This is... It's a bit weird to write out, but... Sentence 1. But... Sentence 1, but sentence 2. So... A good way to use ga is to be like, oh, I want to do this, but I can't because of this reason. Maybe something like party. How do you say it? Party. Is that how you write it? Let me search it up. Yes, that's correct. Okay, I was just second guessing myself. I shouldn't have second guessed myself. I've been studying this for years. Party. Oh gosh. We're gonna learn a mini new grammar structure. Party e ikitai, which is want to go. The tai means want at the end. So instead of want, it's tai. Party ni ikitai desu ka? I want to go to the party, but... Shukudai ga arimasu. I have homework. Shukudai aru arimasu is to have. Is to have an inanimate object. Shukudai ga arimasu. Party e ikitai desu ga? Shukudai ga arimasu. I want to go to the party, but I have homework. Oh, it sucks to have homework. Not be able to do stuff, hang out with your friends, play video games, things like that. So with ga, essentially it's like, oh, sentence but sentence. Something positive but something negative. Something like that. Let's go to the next one. I lost my place. Yes, we were on 8. We were on 8. Dore. Dore is another interrogative word. It means which. So you could say something like Dore ga oops. Dore ga suki desu ka? Which do you like? Dore is usually 3 plus objects as well. So, an example. Can I think of 3 desserts off the top of my head? Let's try. Keiki to keiki to I need desserts, even if they're in English. Think of a dessert. Me. Oh, crepe is good. Crepes. Wow, you guys like French ones. Keiki to crepes to macaron. What was the R again? Macaron. Katakana. Oh, right. I almost wrote it. Macaron. The R is a box. Keiki to crepes to macaron. Dore ga, let's say ichiban, which is like number 1, ski. So this would be like number 1 favorite. In this case, ski would be more like favorite. Ski desu ka? This should have a ka at the end. 好きですか? ケーキとクレープスとマカロン。どれが一番好きですか? And for me, I like macarons out of these 3 the most. They're so tasty. I love the ones that have a bit of, not zest. They have a bit of like berry flavor in them, like a bit of a punch. Yes, I love, they're so tasty. They're expensive though. Macaron wa takai desu ne. It's expensive, isn't it? They're like $3 per one of those little discs of heaven. I like crepes with chicken karage. That sounds so good. Oh, I've only seen the fruit crepes. Crepes with chicken sound really good. Ooh, I love karage as well. Karage is delicious. Oh my goodness. Every time I go and order ramen, it depends on the place, but I always want to get karage. There's one place where the gyoza is better than the karage, so I get the gyoza, but normally I get karage. I love it. Oh, you're a chicken VTuber? That's so awesome. Oh, wait. Am I Oh, wait, I'm already following you? I am. You're on my list of people I need to raid if you're ever streaming after my stream. Mr. Hypnoshroom, hello, it's been a while. How have I been? I've been good. How have you been? Been learning some Japanese. Just finished. That was the end of lesson 8. Dore. We can get started on a little bit of lesson 9, I think. Raid the chicken coop. Indeed. I have so many people to raid, but I only stream like 3 times a week, and so getting through the list is pretty slow. But I'm trying. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, oh definitely. I love raiding. I love the raiding on Twitch. Oh, why isn't this widening? Ah. Add page. It's okay if it's small. I'm gonna still open it up. We are blasting through this. I think this is about a third of the way through. Because we have 25. Yeah, we're around a third of the way through. USA versus Canada versus Russian. Oh yeah, you could say like which country is your favorite, or which country you'd most like to visit. That would be a good way to use Dore as well. Oh, you're watching vids on countries. Oh, very cool, very cool. I skipped that message by accident. You can already tell who won. Ah, okay. Team USA. I don't know. Oh, USA. Oh, I see. I see. Let's go on to lesson 9 then. We'll be able to go over like 1 or 2 grammar points before the end of the stream, I think. Oh, USA Canada? Oh, USA Canada. I couldn't parse it. USA Nada. Usanada. I see. The official ship name. Oh, okay. 25 to 23. I see. Very cool. All right, next grammar point. We have given noun en wa. We have not wa. We're learning the particle ga. Usanada made me think of Usada Pecora. It made me think of Pecora from All Alive. It's a funny term. En ga wakarimasu. Wakarimasu is to understand. And arimasu, I don't know why they put these together in the grammar. I feel like they're not super related. Except that I guess it's that they both use ga, huh? This is to have an inanimate object. To have, to be. To be. To have, to be inanimate object. Thane Peko. Kansas State Sada. It got more complicated. Yeah, Usanada sounds like a Japanese word. It's random you put us and US and Canada together. It makes sense geographically, at least, to put Canada and USA together. So let's see. En ga wakarimasu. We could do like Desen. Lesson, or maybe lesson's not a good one. How about kotoba or kanji? Or let's do a language. Sorry, I keep flipping. I'm trying to make it like simple to understand so that when you encounter it, it's like very clear. I don't want to use like more of the edge cases. I want a simpler example. Nihongo ga Wa ka ni mas. Nihongo, once again, is Japanese. The Japanese language. Nihongo ga wakarimasu. I understand Japanese. You could also add a ka at the end. Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka? Do you understand Japanese? That would be a good one. My favorite team is actually USA, Canada, Mexico. Good trio. I agree. North American continents. It makes sense. Geographically, it makes sense. I'm gonna curve this a little more. Wakarimasu. For arimasu, it could be... That's like any object that you have. So it could be like... Pitsu, pencil, ga, arimasu. Enpitsu ga arimasu. I have a pencil. We can do enpitsu ga arimasu ka? Do you have a pencil? So, important thing to know is with wakarimasu, to understand, you need ga, and with arimasu, to have an object, an inanimate object, is also using ga. So, en ga wakarimasu, en ga arimasu. Next, we have donna nani nani, which is nani nani, it just means like something. Nani nani. Donna nani nani suki desu ka? And this means what or what kind of something blank do you like? So you could say like, oh, donna spotsu ga. So another one that goes with ga, like suki, which is like to like or your favorite, and kirai, which is to hate or to dislike. Both of them use ga as well, so that's another one to remember. So donna spotsu ga suki desu ka? What sports do you like? What about Ireland, England, and Scotland? Another geographical team. Another geographical team. Seems good to me. Let's see. Or you could say like, donna keiki ga suki desu ka? What kind of cake do you like? Or donna bangumi ga suki desu ka? What kind of television programs do you like? And let's go to the next one. Okay. Next one's a bit long, but we can do it in 6 minutes. That should be a-okay. Alright, so we have yoku. This is gonna be kind of more vocabulary. Yoku means often. An example of that would be yoku ne bo shimasu. Nebo shimasu means to oversleep. So you could say something, oh, I often oversleep, which is not a good habit to have, but it happens. And that is used with a positive ending, mas. Then we have dai tai. Dai tai means generally. An example of that would be, let's see, dai tai. Generally, basu de ikimasu. Generally, I go by bus. Basu de ikimasu is to go by bus. We learned that today. We didn't learn the word bus, but we learned like the de ikimasu. And then daitai is like generally go by bus. That is also ends with positive mas. Then we have takusan. So takusan, a bit different. This is like a quantity, an amount. Takusan means a lot. We could say takusan. Oh, my hair is short. Thank you, Halasai. It's so short now. It's gone off my neck. Now I'm a bit cooler now. Uno mas. All right, takusan. What's a good thing to have a lot of? Cute. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it's cute. It's very different. Usually I have it longer. Takusan something or takusan. Let's do keiki again. Let's do curry. Kare, which is like curry. Takusan kare o tabemasu. I eat a lot of curry. Tabemasu. All right, there we go. Then we have skoshi. So this is kind of in order. So this is like often is more than generally, and then skoshi means like a little bit. It's still positive. Like this is still positive. Skoshi means a little. So you could say, oh, skoshi biru o nomimasu. Which is, I drink a little bit of beer. Still positive. I drink a little bit of beer. Still a positive ending. And this will be like also going up. So takusan's more than skoshi. You do it a lot versus you do it a little. Then we have some negative ones, I believe. Yes. We looked at amari earlier. Amari. So that would be less. That would be going negatively, less than a lot and a little. Alright, maybe it would be like here. So amari would be here in terms of the ranking, amari. And then we have, I think I'm gonna move these around just so it's a bit easier to understand. Oops. Okay, we're gonna move these down to the bottom. And okay. And deselect. And I'll write it again. We have the negative ones. We have amari, which we saw earlier. That means rarely. Or not rarely. What was it? It was like not so. Or this is not often. In this case, not often. So amari terebi o mimasu. Terebi is TV. And this is mimasu, to watch. Right, TV up here, and this is mimasu, which is to watch. Oh, right. And this is the last one. Probably, yeah, the last one for today and the last one of the grammar point. Perfect timing. Last we have Zen Zen. Zen Zen means never. Wait, I messed up. Hold on. Erase this. Because this is a negative one, we need to use masen, the negative form. Amari telebi o mimasen. I don't watch TV that often. And that's kind of true. I watch it sometimes, but I'd say I play games more than I watch TV. Zen Zen means never. Let's see. Zen Zen. Zen Zen. Yasai. Oh, yasai is vegetables. Tabemasen. Zen Zen yasai o tabemasen. I never eat my vegetables. Which is not true, I love vegetables. Some vegetables. I don't like mushrooms. Oh shoot. Mr. Hypnoshroom, I'm so sorry. I don't like eating mushrooms. I don't like the taste of them very much. Maybe I just haven't had a good one yet. But I like mushrooms, how they look, and in Plants vs. Zombies, but I don't like eating them. Zen Zen yasai o tabemasen. And that also kind of goes with this ranking here. Zen Zen being never, yoku being often, the highest one. And so we are part way through lesson 9. I think this is a good stopping point for today. Thank you everyone for joining and for the raid, Natsutori. I really appreciate it. Thank you again to all the subs and follows. I will be off next week for Thanksgiving, but I will be back in December for more fun times. All right. Good night, everyone. I will see you then. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. I will set up a raid right now. Let me